Crazy Gang. I am back with another banger. Hey. So, I don't know, y'all. I love having my little scarf like this. I just be flipping it like this some hair or something. Like, it just makes me feel so cute. So, don't mind me when I'm doing this. I just love it. But I am back with another video today. So today's video, I'm gonna kind of be talking about, it's gonna be a little personal, you know what I mean? So just let me know how y'all feel. But no, seriously, because I get asked this a lot. People always, when they see me and they ask me, like, if a guy is trying to hit on me or trying to ask me out or something, and I'm like, I'm married, the first question that I get is why? Why did you get married at such a young age? You're so young. I have to kind of go into depth, and I think that making this video kind of just gonna put that out there. I get asked this question a lot and many more. So this would be more like a Q&A video. Why did I get married? Do I regret getting married? So on and so forth. So the first question I get asked is, why did I get married at such a young age? The reason why I got married at such a young age is because I was just in love. Oh, that sounded so bad. I am in love. I'm in love with my husband. He takes care of me. He's a good man to me. Overall, our relationship is just good. It's healthy for me. The environment that I was living in at the time did not seem that healthy for me. It was very stressful and things of that sort. So I just decided that if I'm going to move in with my husband, which I did ended up moving in with him, but before I moved with him, I told him that we had to be married. So we just made the decision to, which he already said that he wanted to marry me, and you know, he wanted it to be sooner, but of course he wanted it to be a little bit more perfect. He wanted to kind of, you know, propose and be able to, I guess, like, give me the whole dream wedding and stuff like that, which sometimes I wish I did have. However, it's not a big deal to me. I'm more so concerned about the love that we have for one another. So we just made a mutual agreement that, you know, we should just get married and be with one another and be happy. So that's why I did what I did. Another question that I do get very often is, do I regret being married, and how is the married life? Well, do I regret being married at a young age? I don't regret being married at a young age at all. I actually support it 100%. I recommend it. If you are happily in love and you guys have talked about marriage and having a future with one another and just being together for a very long time, and you feel like that's something that you truly want to do, I say go for it. And the reason why is because it's so awesome and just so, I mean, just a learning experience and so much growth that goes on when you're growing with someone and you're building an empire while you're at such a young age. I mean, I can go on, and this can be a separate video, like a story time or something, about like when we first got married and how far we came from then to now. I mean, there was times when we first moved in together, because of course we didn't live together before we got married. So when we got married and we first moved in together, there was times where we would argue about the stupidest things. Stuff like, I mean, it could be simple stuff like having a water jug positioned in the refrigerator a certain type of way, having a bath towel positioned a certain type of way, making sure that stuff isn't all over the floor. I mean, just like really simple stuff. And we had to come to a point where we were just like, you know, we're married, we're gonna be together forever. This is not the end of it just because one person doesn't do something necessarily the way the other person does it. So we just had to kind of figure things out. When you first move in with somebody, whether you're married, boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever, it's a different experience because you're learning how this person is living. And when we were dating, we were together 24/7, and I always used to say like, oh, when we move in together, it's gonna be like the same thing, because we're like, I used to stay with him at his dorm all the time and stuff like that. I was like, I already pretty much know how he lives. I was wrong. So not saying he lives bad or anything, because he doesn't, but it's just different. So it's definitely a different feel. It's a growing experience, which I love most about it, because we are so young and we've grown so much, and it's just been a change. Like sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, like I don't even feel like the old Destiny. Sometimes, you know, you miss that, but overall I think love is what conquers it the most, because if you love that person, that's what's most important, your love for them in your marriage. I mean, it's a huge step. So I don't regret that. And I would say being married at a young age has its trials and tribulations, because you both are very immature. Me, so not to toot my own horn, but I'm a little bit more mature. So don't tell him I said that. But you know, it's the maturity thing is a big thing. One of the big things for me is finances. And if you do your research, finances is one of the main reasons for divorce, money in general, because when it comes to money, it's a different thing. It's not even about the fact, like, you know, if you're broke and you're struggling together, that's one thing. And I wouldn't necessarily say broke, but like if you just, you know, don't have it at that time, because there's been times where we just did not have it and money was like extremely tight. However, that's one thing. If you guys are not doing anything, or your spouse or whoever you're with, guy or girl, if they are not doing anything to get past that stage, then it's a little questionable. And finances are a huge thing to me, once again. So I like making sure that the bills are paid on time. I don't like being behind on bills. I mean, I won't get like crazy or anything, but you just want to make sure you're paying your bills on time and doing the things that you need to do, because those are your responsibilities. So I like making sure the bills are paid on time. I like making a budget. I like making sure that we stay within that budget. And I think that's one of the main things that kind of takes over when it comes to your marriage. But if you're a person that knows how to manage it, you shouldn't have these issues. Another thing I want to say, like, the married life for me, it's great. I mean, there are times when you're going to argue and things are not going to seem like they're going the best, but at the end of the day, you just have to walk in love, and you have to remember that at the end of the day, if you love each other, I mean, you could be mad for like 5 minutes and then y'all be back good. So it's like, it's no need for that. Another big thing that it took me a while to learn was the dynamic of a marriage. Even though I knew these things, it's like I didn't want to. For an example, one of the big things for me was when I first got married, because I'm very, very close with my family members. I'm very close with any friends that I've had, and friends in general that I have. So when I am going through something in my marriage, there would be times where I would share things with people and it would kind of blow up in my face. And you want to make sure that you aren't doing those things, because for one, your family nor your friends are not going to forgive your significant other when things are back on the good side. So when things are on the bad side, you just shouldn't share your business with them. And plus, just not even that, you just don't want people in your ear telling you what you need to do with your marriage and how you need to handle it, especially when they're not married, because I mean, they can't tell you how to do your own relationship. Even if you're boyfriend or girlfriend, like, you know, at the end of the day, you could tell people, you could talk their ear off and tell them how much your relationship is this and how much is that. And then at the end of the day, things may go back to being good and you just kind of look silly. So unless it's something that is life or death, like you're being abused or verbally abused, mentally abused, whatever the case is, or anything like that, if your husband or wife has any issues, I mean, I don't really foresee me going and speaking to other people about the things that I have going on in my relationship. And I think it was just a more so thing where in the beginning because we got married when I was, I think, 18. So I was just still young. I'm 21 now, so not that much older, but older. So, you know, I just wanted to share those things with other people because I wanted somebody to talk to. And at times, you know, it's going to suck because you're going to want to have somebody to talk to and get their opinion on it. I'm not saying you shouldn't, to each its own. It's just, if it's something that's minor and that could be fixed between the both of you, it's not really necessary for you to go share your, you know, things that go on in your marriage with outside people, because it is private. And it's just best that you keep it that way, because like I said, you don't want to invite people into your home and into your business and stuff like that. Like, I don't get on social media every time I get upset, or if we're arguing, and get on there and be like, oh, he just pissed me off or something like that, because it's just, I mean, for what? Like, it just looks silly. So that's just how the married life is. It's very fun, and I enjoy it because it's like I have my own built-in best friend now, because we're one. And anytime something is bothering me, I'm able to come to him and just explain that. And also, I have a husband that is not afraid to express his emotions, which I'm very extremely thankful for. Sometimes it could be a little overbearing because he might express them a bit too much. I'd be like, okay, like, I get it. Just joking.
I'm joking! Mamma mia!
Yeah, so he's very in tune with his emotions. Like, he shares things with me. So I believe that's key, communication. Even if you're a person that is not so in tune with your emotions, guy or girl, just share and express with your significant other how they feel. I just feel like in a marriage, you just have to be able to stay with one another through thick and thin, depending on what that thick and thin is. Like, if it's real thick, like, I don't know, like, if it's real thick, you might want to get out. But other than that, like, if y'all just, like, you know, thick, like, oh, we thick like that, y'all good. Like, if y'all thick like that and y'all thin like that, y'all good, no issues. But if y'all thick, oh, sis, oh, bro, you know, y'all might want to, you good? Just checking on you. So I think another question that I get asked about my marriage is how we got married, which I briefly touched on in the beginning. Like, we just decided to just go to, which we did. We went to the courthouse and we got married. And after that, we just had our own little honeymoon type thing that we had. Like, we were just creative about it at the time. I mean, we're 18. It's not like we balling out of control, which we weren't. And at the end of the day, like I said, in that situation, what mattered the most was our love that we had for each other. And we were also in a place where we could afford to do that. I mean, it's not like there were times where we were pretty tight on money, but we still could afford to do that. And with our two heads together, we knew that we could make it. So that's what we decided to do. And people also ask me, like, do I ever, like, regret doing it that way? I don't regret doing it that way, actually. I think that way was just so intimate and more personal to me. The only thing that I do wish is that our families could have been there, because our families were not there when we got married. It was just us two. So I kind of did feel bad afterwards, because you kind of realize, like, you know, our families weren't there. And it wasn't a personal thing. Well, it was a personal thing. It was a personal thing, but it wasn't like a personal thing, if that makes sense. Like, it was a more so, you know, we just wanted to, when you get married and you do something, which marriage is not something that you can just go out and do and be like, hey, I'm just want to get married today. Like, you know, it's something that's thought about, and it's something that needs a lot of support. And so at that time, we just felt like it would have been better if we just, you know, did it and then told our families, because we did not want to feel a lack of support when we did get married, because, you know, it kind of would have just discouraged us and made us feel bad about what we were doing, and we didn't want to feel that way. So that's why we did it the way we did. And that's the only thing that I wish was different. Other than that, I am happy that we got married the way we did. Of course, we talk about having a wedding later on down the road. We can have a 5-year anniversary renewal, whatever. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I want a house. So I'm not trying to go into debt over a wedding when I can have like a mansion. Like, what do you mean? I mean, no, we're not doing that. So yeah, that's just how I feel about that. I think that's it. Wrapping it up, this is the last question that I always get asked, which is very agonizing. I feel like so many people get asked this question, and I don't think people realize how pressuring it really is, because it is very pressuring. But when people constantly ask you, when are y'all gonna have kids? Not that we don't want to have kids, we actually do want to have kids soon, sooner than what we plan to. But when people first get married, like, sometimes, like, it just can be a little bit, like, you know, just a word of advice. When people get married, like, it could be a little bit overbearing when people are constantly asking them, when are y'all gonna have kids? Because you don't know what type of situation they're in, first of all. You don't know if the male is, like, if there's an issue there. You don't know if there's an issue with the woman, and, you know, she's having issues with her ovary area or anything in that case. You know, and when you ask people that stuff, it kind of just brings, and luckily we don't have these issues, not that I know of, anyways, and I'm just gonna speak that we don't. But, you know, it's just kind of rude sometimes. I mean, in my opinion, I don't really get mad or anything or get upset, but sometimes when I do sit back and think about it, it's just pressuring and it's overbearing, because you're constantly asking people when are they gonna have kids, and it's just like, we just got married. Like, can we, like, you know, kind of enjoy that first before we kind of skip over to having kids and stuff like that? Like, you know, and like I said, you don't know people's situation. Like, this person may not even be able to have kids, and they really want kids, and that could just bring up something very emotional for them. So just make sure you think about those things. You know, nothing major, something simple. That's that. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I love y'all so much. And thank you guys for always supporting and watching my videos, and, you know, just going with me strong, because each day I'm trying to get better with my videos. I'm trying to get better with my content, and just making sure that I output positive energy. I want to kind of amp my videos up as well, to where I'm feeling and sounding more energetic. And I will not get on here if I am not sounding energetic and happy, and I'm sounding lazy and tired. I want to make sure that the video is done right, 100%. So that concludes this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful night and your Sunday is wonderful. Peace out.